All right, so boys, today we are talking about true statement answers, okay? And these true statement kind of questions are actually the ones that you find in your visual stimulus. It's the one where they give you a poster and then you have to answer some MCQ questions about the poster, right? That's the one I'm talking about. So if you actually have that kind of exercise, you will encounter true statement kind of questions. Okay, so these are the ones where they will ask you, of all the statements here, which one is true, that kind of thing, or which one is not true. And then you have to be very careful and you have to look at all A, B, C, D in order to determine what the best answer is. Okay, don't just assume that the answer you pick is automatically correct. Sometimes some answers sound very convincing, but they are actually wrong. Okay, so welcome to the class, Wei Hong. Oh, but you can actually join with glasses, Emma. Okay, what a shame. Okay, so that's what we're covering. But before that, I'm going to go through the answers for the rest. So first we'll begin with editing. And I see that you guys have given me your answers online. So I'm just going to just double check that you're correct, okay? Lucas, do leave your camera turned on. That's part of the rules for this class. Over here, it's compulsory to turn on your video and mute your microphone, okay? If you have anything to ask, use the chat function. If you want to answer a question, use the chat function as well. If it's something urgent, raise your hand, right, on Zoom, and I will ask you to unmute yourself and then you can speak. Okay? If you need to go to the toilet break, please ask me on chat. All right? And be respectful to everyone. All right, so editing. So our planet is heating up. This process is called climate change or global warming. Earth has warmed by an average of 1 degree Celsius in the last century, and all of you here answered it correctly. Welcome to the class, Nikhil. Please have your face in the camera. Thank you. I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I think it's your bed. So the answer here must be century, C-E-N-T-U-R-Y, right? So what's a century? A century is 100 years. We call that a century. Okay, what do we call 10 years? So 10 years, we actually call it a decade. How about 1,000 years? For 1,000 years, we call it a millennia. So some interesting words for you to learn over here regarding some words that represent numbers. Century represents 100, decade represents 10, millennia represents 1,000. All right, for everyone's learning. But everyone got it correct online. Excellent. So everyone gets the mark. Oh, I see Nikhil now. Okay, let me add Nikhil in Class Dojo. Let me just check that Lucas is on Class Dojo as well. Where is my Class Dojo? There we go. P4. Okay, Lucas is not here. I have Luca, but not Lucas. Emmett is here. Jair is here. Good. Wei Hong is here. Good. Okay, Nikhil, I will add you in if you join us permanently. All right. So basically, each point given here is worth 10 cents. And at the end of the term, you can exchange it for something to be sent to your house, basically. So let me just make sure that Lucas is in. All right. So Lucas, welcome to the class. Okay, I will add your points later at the end of the editing exercise for each one you got correct. Okay, I have your answers with me, so I'll know whether you got it right or wrong. Now, those of you who answered it wrong, I will ask you to answer again. And if you answer it again and you get it correct, then you will still be given the point. So it's always an advantage to do it online first before coming for class. Yeah? All right, so in the last century, Although the increase in temperature is not much, it has a major impact on people and wildlife around the world. The changing climate will actually make our weather more extreme and unpredictable. So extreme, the correct spelling is B over here. So the answer should be B, E-X-T-R-E-M-E. And when we say, extreme, it could range from like a normal thunderstorm, right, to becoming like a full-blown typhoon, okay? Or it could be something simple like, oh, it's gonna get colder tonight normally, but suddenly it starts snowing, right? Even there might even be a blizzard happening. So the weather becomes more extreme with the changing climate. This is very obvious in Australia where I live because I actually visited the tallest mountain in Australia during summer. So summer is when it's the hottest, right? And then the sun is up high, everything is really, really hot. And when I went up to that mountain, forgot the mountain's name, but anyway, it was the tallest mountain in Australia. The last thing I would expect, right, is for snow to actually fall. But guess what? Snow actually fell, and it wasn't just snow, it was a blizzard, right? It was like heavy, heavy snow falling everywhere in the middle of summer. So you can tell how extreme the weather has actually become. Even with a tiny 1 degree Celsius change, right, in temperature in the world, that actually causes such extreme weather. So I was freaked out and I was unprepared. And I could remember it was my birthday, basically. My birthday happens in December. So in Australia, December, January, and February are actually the months for summer. So my birthday was in December, and we went up in December. And that's why that memory will always stick with me. And it's such a big contrast during that time because the rest of Australia was on fire. Yes, it's called Mount Kosciuszko. All right, I was on Mount Kosciuszko. It was a blizzard happening, but but the rest of Australia had bushfires. And when you say bushfire, it's not just one bush on fire. When we say bush, right, we're referring to the entire forest, like the entire, like all the bushes all around. So it was really, really scary when my wife and I were driving home, right? We live in a suburb called Mascot. It's actually close to the airport, right? When we were driving back on the highway, do you know like at night it's supposed to be dark, right? And the most you can see like some lights from the lamps lighting the highway up, right? We did not need the lamps on the highway at all because the fire was so strong that the horizon, right, was red in color. There was like a fireball lighting up the entire sky on our right side because there was like a bushfire going on over there. And that was how scary the weather it was in Australia during that time. So yeah, not fun at all. Yeah, very, very extreme weather going on in Australia. Okay, so that's what we call extreme weather, right? And it's very unpredictable, like out of nowhere. At first, the weather was hot, right? It was just a little bit, tiny bit warm, but it was very dry. And then out of nowhere, suddenly there was a blizzard. The snow was just pouring down like crazy. Okay. Um, so as the temperature rises, some areas will get wetter, and many animals and humans may find that they are unable to adapt to the changing climate. And that is actually very sad. Okay, because some of these animals, we actually rely on them, right, to produce food for us. Like bees, for example, honeybees. Yeah, they cannot adapt to this change in weather very well, and they actually die. So that's definitely something that is a concern. So what can we do to prevent climate change? So over here, it's definitely a question mark, right? Because it's asking a question. What? What can we do to prevent climate change? Question mark. Yeah, so the answer here must be D. All right, one of the ways we can start was to switch off the lights. One of the ways we can start, not in the past, this is the past tense, right? Was is the past tense. I need a present tense. One of the ways we can start now, right? Not in the past. So one of the ways we can start is. Is the present tense of was. Was is the past tense. Yeah. So therefore the answer here must be A. And so far, okay, boys, everyone's answers are correct and fantastic. Everyone has gotten it correct. So everyone has 4 points. Oh, hold on, sorry. I forgot to see that there was a bit of a change there. I think Lucas, you got the fourth one wrong, but that's fine. I'll still give you the mark for it because I didn't see your answer correctly. Okay, so just a very quick recap for everyone. These are the four words, right? Is, was, okay, are, were. These are the ones that students still might make mistakes for. So what do these actually mean, or what do they have in common? Was and were are in the past tense. Okay, so was and were are in the past tense. Okay, is and are in the present tense. But how are they different? Remember this. Is and was are for singular subjects. Is and was are singular. Are and were, they are the opposite, right? Are and were are for plural subjects. So if you're looking for something that's plural and past, you use were. If it's plural and present, you use are. If it's singular and present, we use is. If it's singular and past, we use was. All right. So we have a new student. Ahmed says he might go to Australia in July. July is a fantastic time to come to Australia. It's getting really cold actually. So in July, let me count. March, April, June, July. Oh, July is actually winter. So if you come in July, it might be pretty cold, but not too cold that you can't stand it. Oh, Emma is coming in June. That will be autumn, right? That's very nice as well. Okay, Lucas says, well, hello to everyone. And Lucas wants to say hello to Sheena, who has joined us as well. I'm not sure I have you on my attendance list, Sheena. Um, is that the name of your parent, maybe? Let me just double check. Oh, you are you Christine's son or daughter? I don't really know. Your name on my attendance list is Jin Happy Fun. Could you switch your name to your real name, please? Is your real name Sheena? And can your camera be pushed down, please, so I can see you? Yes, I can only see your forehead. I still can't see you. Okay. Please let me know in the group chat. Um, let me know in the group chat what's happening there, because all I see is a very dark figure in the foreground. Okay, so is your name Sheena? Right, let me know in the group, in the chat group, or you can just say something, right? Can't hear anything from you. All right, so Nikhil is here. I'm assuming Jin Happy Fun is you. And I'm missing Ashton, I think. Ashton G. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next part. Okay, so over here, you have to correct some mistakes, yeah? So for the first one, curiosity, everyone spelled it correct, except for Wei Hong. Wei Hong, can you spell it for me again? Curiosity. You are very close to getting it correct, but you're missing out 2 letters only. All right, curiosity. Everyone else got it correct. Okay, I think Sheena's brother is here to help her, I think. Ooh, so close, Wei Hong, missing 1 letter. Okay. Anyway, let me just give everyone here the marks first. So just now we had 4 points. So Emmett got everything correct, Jair as well, and then we have Luca, and we had Wei Hong, and Nikhil is not in the class yet. Sheena not as well. So